Welcome to SFN, your preeminent source for space and defense news and all things tangentially related. We're your hosts, loyal to the foil here at Houston Mission Control, and Alara of Sirius in low Earth orbit. And we're here live every Sunday night.
Welcome to Space Force News Live. I am your host, Alara of Sirius. This is my wonderful co-host, loyal to the foil.
What up, Space Peeps?
What's up, Space Peeps? How are you guys doing this evening? Can I get a 5x5 in the chat if our audio is good to go? I love Sunday nights.
I know you do. You get so excited. You're so happy.
I know. I love
all the stresses of the week just melt away.
Hello, Suiterbug. Hi, Dead Skull. Hi, Lou Vella. Christina, Drink with Tessa. Dad's Vintage Garage. Ooh, I like that one. Cad Spotter. Hi, President-elect Julia White. Broken Sergeant. Lawrence. Rainbow Snuggle Fritz. It's good to see everybody.
President-elects and Krakens now.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I have an announcement real quick. Guys, super chats are up. Feel free to hit the button, but also we got merch.
Yeah.
Show them that merch.
It's a start. It's a start, you guys.
Merch.
But at least thank you for the 5x5s in the chats, you guys. Yeah, I mean, it's a start. So I'll show you what's up.
Start. We have awesome pet hoodies. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the pet hoodies are kind of cool.
Stellar, man. Caesar is getting a pet hoodie. That's what I'm saying.
These are the first versions of our merch that we came. Yeah, we do. We have pet hoodies. So that's cool, right? And and then this one, I got to show them this one, and then okay, so then, and this one, guys, it says, because we aren't going to Mars in rockets on the back, and then on the front, it's got our Space Force News logo.
Bam.
Right? So awesome.
Space Force News. Right.
I love it. Yeah. So that's kind of a look at, the link is in the description below. If you want to check out our first little merch items, we even have a mug. You know, when am I going to get one of our own mugs?
I'm sending you one for Christmas.
So that I don't have to use.
Stop hearing about
the Starbucks mug that I hate.
Damn Starbucks mug, right?
Yeah.
With your duct tape ideas.
So it's a start, you guys. I hope you like the merch that we came up with space chips and Space Mouse. The memes aren't really complete and the design's good enough yet for us to make merch out of them. But
they're coming.
But it's coming. So
it is coming.
Yeah, it's coming. So
awesome. Yeah,
it's so exciting. So yes, we do. And I totally forgot. Wasn't there something I was gonna talk about just now? But totally.
No, but we can totally talk about that. Oh, MAGA movie mayhem. That was awesome.
Yeah, MAGA movie mayhem was fun. So for those of you out there that couldn't get a chance to see it, it was on Brad Calogero gets his DLive channel at Brad CGZ. Anyway, point is, we made it work last minute. We watched V for Vendetta, which I thought was a little heavy for MAGA movie night, but still interesting nonetheless. We had a good time. The replay is probably still up if you feel so inclined, but it was fun. But I think next time we need to pick a movie that's more like, the first time we did They Live, and that was really fun.
That was on Halloween. That was super fun.
Yeah. So anyway,
Army of Darkness.
We had a great time doing that, and
right.
Yeah, it was lots of fun.
I'm all for Fight Club, man. I think we could do some awesome commentary on Fight Club. It's kind of like Mystery Science Theater, but like, Red Pill style.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It was really fun when we did it on Halloween. It was totally random and spur of the moment. It was super fun.
Right.
So yeah, hey Tyler, what's up? How are you doing? Good to see you here.
Hello, hello.
Broken Sergeant says he can't wait to get one of the shirts or sweatshirts. Yeah, I'm excited too. Hi Lotus, good to see you. Hi Dawn. Our Cloaked Unseen World. That name is so complicated, but I still like it. Okay, right. So before we jump into like the news articles, right? I have to do this just because. I have to, and we'll bring up your article that you sent us, Justice. But yeah, just because. So, hold on. Let me get the sound going out here to them.
For 3 days.
Let's just start the show like this because it's just a good way to start it. You ready? Here we go.
Have at it. is getting down.
Look at Trump. Brilliant. That is like one of the most brilliant things I've seen in a really long time. So
you know it's good because it gets stuck. It gets stuck in your head.
It's been stuck and it's made its rounds all through Twitter too. It's just been nonstop. It's that good.
That stuff was hysterical.
It really is. It's that good. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into some space news, shall we? Did you guys like that video? I hope you liked it. Yeah, it's super funny. Now it's going to be stuck in your head, and you're going to play it over and over again like I've been doing. Yeah. In fact, we probably won't even get through the show before somebody will be like, will you play the video again? That was hilarious. I see it.
I just randomly hum it at all times during the day now. It's horrible.
All right, so here we are. Let's go ahead and jump into our Space Force news. We have Pentagon announcing 6 finalists as locations for U.S. Space Command headquarters.
Narrowing it down.
Yep. The Pentagon has narrowed its choices on the permanent headquarters location for U.S. Space Command to 6 finalists, Air Force officials announced on Thursday. The remaining candidates to house the newest combatant command are Kirkland Air Force Base in New Mexico, Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska. Offutt, yeah. Patrick Air Force Base in Florida, Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado, Port San Antonio in Texas, and Redstone Arsenal in Alabama. According to their,
I feel some kind of way. I mean, where's Dayton? Like they just kicked Dayton out. Like I was really rooting for Dayton, just so you know, Dayton.
A final decision is expected in early 2021, said Ann Stefanik, a spokeswoman for the service charged with making the final basing decision for Spacecom. So yeah, that's you know, I don't know. Where are we at right now? I think that we go into that in this next one. Where we're at right now, or maybe it's one of the next articles where we go at where we're at right now. It's Peterson, right? We're at Peterson, correct? If I remember, right now.
Well,
but that's for Spacecom. So
yeah, I was gonna say they've got random stuff in several places at the moment. A lot of stuff in.
So, granted, this is coming from Politico. Morning Defense: Progressives to Biden kill Space Force.
AOC and co.
Right. So let me see. It's listed kind of down here. Trying to find it. Give me a second. Talk about Space Force because it's like further down in the article. Oh, that's not it. Maybe it is way further.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so here we go. Nearly 3 dozen progressive groups have appealed to President-elect Joe Biden to fold up the new Space Force and cancel major weapons, impose a cap on private contractors, and prohibit lobbyists from filling top Pentagon positions, according to a detailed blueprint sent to the transition team. Many of the ideas have no chance of becoming reality, but they signal the new administration will have to contend with the presidential left flank that is bent on raiding military spending and restricting the influence of the Pentagon's largest contractors in shaping policy. The memo, which has not been made public and was obtained by Politico, was sent last week and comes as progressive groups have expressed concern that Biden is constructing a Pentagon leadership team that is too closely tied to defense companies. It outlines a series of deep cuts, budget cuts, starting with killing the year-old Space Force, which it calls an unnecessary bureaucracy. It also calls for the cancellation of the ground-based strategic deterrent, next-generation nuclear missile, as well as the Gerald R. Ford-class aircraft carrier. The groups also want a cap on the amount of money that can be spent farming out government services to private contractors.
Hating on SpaceX.
Hating on SpaceX, man. The blueprint puts forward a series of recommendations to limit the role of armaments industry in shaping defense policy, including a ban on lobbyists in senior Pentagon positions and new disclosure requirements for current and former government officials. They're not, trying to hear the deal with China and Russia either. Well, specifically China. We all know what that's all about. So.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Now they're right that Biden has pulled a lot of arms dealers and freaking defense lobbyists that he's tapped as people to be, his go-tos on defense. Now they're right about that, but where they go from that to we don't need Space Force, I don't know. That's where they lose me, man.
Yeah, I don't. They can want that all they want, but that's not going to work out for them. A lot of things would have to happen in order for that to happen. And even like we talked about last week with the Senate situation, they can't just pull Space Force. They might be able to cut it and do.
Yeah,
and do this.
By default, by
Right.
cutting all the funding is
Right.
what they'll be crying about.
Yeah.
You know,
So
they can just give stuff away for free
well,
if they
it
take
seems
all the
like
Space Force money.
It seems like they've backed up like the partial UFO disclosure narrative. They've really backed up on that. I've noticed lately they're not really pushing it anymore like they were like say last year. And so I think I don't know what's going on there, but clearly there's some I see some what's the word? Disagreements going on with different groups as to how this plays out in the public sphere. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Okay, so Space Force to outlast Trump as buying powers impasse persists. President-elect Joe Biden will inherit his predecessor's signature military Space Force, yet the pace of its development hinges on lawmakers resolving a fundamental dispute: how the new service can spend money. For 6 months, the Space Force has been locked in a dispute with the White House over how much autonomy it should have to speed up buying and fielding space hardware and software. President Donald Trump's push for the Space Force drew widespread bipartisan support in Congress and growing concern that China and Russia are making threatening advances in their own military space programs. Their capabilities could target systems such as GPS and banking that are integral to U.S. military operations and civilian life. Michelle, let's just build
Michelle.
Flournoy, seen as the top candidate for defense secretary under Biden, indicated she would support the Space Force and oppose some progressive groups' efforts to eliminate it. About 36 such groups sent a memo to Biden this week proposing the elimination of the Space Force, a nuclear warhead, and the new Ford-class aircraft carriers. Wow. People say, should we reverse this or that organization? My gut feeling is often major reorganizations take all the energy and bandwidth off of the mission. Flournoy, how do you say that again? Flournoy said during an interview with Defense News in October, the nature of the challenge in space has been changing so dramatically based on what the Chinese are investing, what the Russians are investing in. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Space Force's Road to Service Branch, December. Oh, that's just like a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
The buying powers debate is crucial as the Space Force closes out its first year of existence with tasks such as creating a leadership structure, doctrine, and ranks for space troops. When Congress created the Space Force in December 2019, one of the big issues lawmakers hoped to resolve was acquisition by letting the service redefine programs and authorities to act more like civilian companies. When you got industry out there that's releasing updates on a weekly basis, clearly the DoD acquisition system was not going to be able to support that. The incoming Biden White House and Pentagon may be left to resolve the dispute over the Space Force's buying authority if Congress can't come to an agreement as part of the fiscal 2021 defense authorization legislation. The service will likely be doing hundreds of millions of dollars in business with defense contractors. It has already signed deals this year with Northrop Grumman worth $298 million for communications hardware and software, as well as with SpaceX, United Launch Alliance, worth another $653 million for space launch services. So, yeah.
I don't know. It seems really short-sighted of them to just be attacking something that clearly is going to be essential in the, when it comes to modernizing the military. Like, that's insane.
Well, when you have a one world order and China's the master, what do you need it for? I mean,
that's pretty much
and
what
that's
they're
where
pushing.
we're on track to go if he gets into office. So naturally, it makes perfect sense to me they'd be pushing that narrative and cutting spending on Space Force. What do you need Space Force? Space Force was created, in my estimation, to defend us from these threats. Why do we need to be defended if we're going to sell out to them? Huh. So there you go. What do we got now? From the halls of Montezuma to infinity and beyond, now introducing Space Marines. So
I want to be a Space Marine.
Space Marines came to us courtesy of the Keystone Channel and Overt Introvert. Thank you for sending this article.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, so looks like Space Marines. As if 2020 hasn't brought us enough surprises, U.S. Space Command announced on Friday that the U.S. military can now count Space Marines among its ranks, or something along those lines. According to a press release, the Marine Corps Commander General David Berger ordered the activation of the Marine Corps Forces Space Command at Offutt. I can't ever say that. Air Force Base. I'm just going to call it the O Air Force Base. The new command will
Right.
focus on providing space operational support to the Fleet Marine Force, press release said. It will be led by Marine Corps General Matthew Glavy. Is it Glavy or Glavy? Let's see. Mars. What is that? Mar for Space.
Mar for Space.
Will rely on space experts who previously supported Marine Corps Forces Strategic Command. Glavy, who will be a dual-hatted commander of both Mar for Space and Marine Corps Forces Cyberspace Command, said he was humbled and honored to have the opportunity to lead this new organization. This is a pivotal time for our nation, Glavy said in the press release. The commandment has made the bold move Marines are known for to ensure our relevancy and readiness. While the operational element of the news may seem rather droll, the reaction to the news online was as expected. Space Marines, right?
Well, now, mind you, these people they're not, this isn't subject to Space Force. This feels like a further extension of what we were talking about last week about how the different branches now, they're kind of unsure about what's going to happen with Space Force. They're all, hedging their bets by securing their own space commands.
Right. Well, that and, the Space Marines could be.
Space Marines sounds super cool.
Maybe,
no doubt.
They could already exist, Foil. We don't know.
Well,
right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Right.
Allegedly.
We don't know.
Space Marines.
Rampant speculation. Right.
Maybe that's why. Okay.
Right.
So meet Space Force Guardian Angels, the crack squad that keeps astronauts alive if things go wrong. And I really actually was not even aware of this until this article came out. So this is kind of cool. Elite group of pararescue and combat rescue officers known as Task Force 45 Detachment 3 support all of NASA's human space missions. Although there's been a rescue unit for as long as there's been manned spaceflight, modern commercial space travel has required a lot of new thinking. So when Space Force's future first astronaut U.S. Michael Hopkins stepped onto the SpaceX capsule for Crew 1 liftoff on Sunday 21st, the Space Force's Guardian Angels were at the ready to rescue him should he need to be abort and splash down anywhere on Earth. The dudes jump out of the aircraft in the middle of the ocean. Joint Operations Center Director Air Force Lieutenant David Mahan told the Washington Examiner in describing a potential emergency scenario. There aren't ships posted around waiting for them because it's a global mission and we don't know where it could come down, Mahan said in an interview in Space Force 44th Space Wing Headquarters, Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. The elite group of pararescue men and combat rescue officers known as Task Force 45, Detachment 3, support all of NASA's human space missions. When not on the ready to save astronauts, the elite group is deployed to rescue downed pilots in Iraq and Afghanistan. Oh, kind of cool, right? Space Force.
Pretty gangster, man.
Right? They rescue astronauts. I didn't even know that.
They asked him for a description of what they do, and he was like, "These dudes jump out of airplanes in the middle of the ocean.
Right?
Like, what do you think they do?"
I'd take that
right?
job. That's pretty cool. General confirms Wright-Patterson Air Force Base will get Space Intelligence Center. Am I confusing that with this, right?
It's like a consolation prize. Like, don't worry, guys in Dayton, we'll give you something. Take this.
General John Raymond, Chief of Space Operations at U.S. Space Command, has confirmed to U.S. Rep. Mike Turner's office that a new National Space Intelligence Center will be located at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. As a decision that almost certainly means new jobs at the base, which is the Dayton area's and Ohio's largest single-site employer. General Raymond spoke with Representative Turner this afternoon. A major in the Office of the Secretary of the Air Force wrote in an email Wednesday to the military legislative assistant for Turner. He reiterated his intent to have the National Space Intelligence Center, also known as NSIC, co-located with the National Air and Space Intelligence Center, NASIC, at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. This is consistent with the CSO's planning guidance for Space Force published November 9th, November 2020. So yeah, Space Intelligence Center is going to be at Wright-Patterson.
So they have like space spies. I want to be a space spy, I think. That'd be super awesome, right?
Intelligence. Well, they're just the operators, Foil. They gotta
be I know, but I mean, they're gathering intelligence on things. They need to have spies, and if there are spies in space, I'm just saying, I went in on that.
So this seems rather exciting. Now, we had another article pulled up, but I couldn't find it, so I went ahead and pulled up the one that Dr. Salo tweeted about this. So the UK Space Command. New UK Space Command set to follow US with a formal space domain agency.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The UK's newly announced Space Command is likely to pick up a number of projects already begun with with its creation in mind, and to partner closely with the U.S. Space Force as part of a larger military confrontation with Russia and China in space. On Wednesday, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced the creation of the British Space Command as part of the Commonwealth's biggest defense expansion since the end of the Cold War. The news comes less than a year after the U.S. established its own U.S. Space Force as a new branch of the U.S. military, ostensibly in response to the growing space capabilities of Russia and China. According to Johnson, the international situation is more perilous and more intensely competitive than at any time since the Cold War, and Britain must be true to our history and stand alongside our allies. To achieve this, we need to upgrade our capabilities across the land. So what is, like, everybody, like, on this disclosure kick, or what? Like, what do you think is the motive behind that, Boyle?
What I mean, France is making their version of a space force. UK is making their version of a space force. I'm sure China, like, this is the new thing. This is going to be a thing. And then we're going to have treaties, similar to NATO, but it's going to be pertaining to space. Like, we're going to see these power divides along the lines that we already have them, except it's going to be nations offering, support in other ways.
Did you see Cloaked Unseen World said his grandfather worked at Wright-Patterson for 35 years as a civil servant, was a 33rd degree Mason, and a hangar chief at Wright-Patterson. Ooh, I bet he told you some stories. That's exciting. Right? Yeah. I'd be hanging out with Grandpa every day. I'd be like, Grandpa, have a drink. Let's talk.
Right.
Yeah. So
they brought a lot of interesting things to Wright-Patterson at different points.
Right. Still are, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, SpaceX Mars City. So Herzog is not digging this at all. Like, he's all kinds of bent out of shape at Elon over this. Elon Musk wants to build a city.
Too bad.
Elon Musk wants to build a city on Mars, but Werner Herzog says the plan is unequivocally a mistake. SpaceX CEO Musk has a plan to send the first humans to Mars in the mid-2020s using the under development Starship rocket. Once they get there, Musk wants to build out a self-sustaining million-strong city on Mars by 2050. But famed film director Herzog tells Inverse that there is a massive flaw in the latter half of Musk's plan. In a blistering criticism, Herzog describes the idea as an obscenity and says humans should not be like the locusts.
Yeah, because film directors should definitely have a say in the expansion of the human race.
Oh, for sure.
Totally think that guy's, got his marbles.
So Herzog is not opposed to going to Mars at all. In fact, the German filmmaker would love to go to Mars with a camera with scientists, but the long-term vision of Mars City is a mistake. Herzog's main concern is that humanity should rather look to keep our planet habitable instead of trying to colonize another one. In short, Mars is not a livable place. There is no liquid water on the surface.
Right.
And there's no air to breathe.
I mean, if Elon Musk can go to Mars and make it habitable, I'm all for that, man. I mean, just because they can't figure this stuff out here, that's because you got all these people arguing about it.
Look, Herzog says solar wind means inhabitants would be fried like in a microwave. This has got.
I'm sure he didn't think about any of that. I'm sure Elon just figured he'd figure it out when he got there. Like, come on, guy.
And then Musk has responded to this kind of criticism before. In 2018, he shared research suggesting water ice exists on Mars in the Korolev crater and hinted that the planet needs a warm-up over time. Researchers have detected more than 1.2 million cubic miles of water ice underneath or near the surface of Mars. Yeah, I don't know what Homeboy's talking about. There ain't no water on Mars, and you can't breathe.
He directs movies.
Sounds like he's been watching too many movies.
I'm saying, like, and if Elon can go there and fix it, like, if he can go there and turn something uninhabitable into something inhabitable, then stop crying. The only reason they can't get anything done here is because you've got 7 billion people arguing about the right answer.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, we're going to go into we got a UFO video to show you tonight, courtesy of Tinette Booth, one of our subscribers here, and super cool, actually. So we got that, and then we're going to go into some Skinwalker Ranch stuff. So just so you know, that's what we're going to go into at the close of the show as far as high strangeness. And
you got to hang around for the cool stuff, guys.
Yeah. So on the subject of Elon, back to Elon. Elon, clearly he wants to terraform Mars. So that's his plan.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Yeah. So Elon Musk wants to build a city on Mars, a project that would be a precursor to making the planet more Earth-like. On Wednesday, the SpaceX CEO explained via Twitter. He always explains everything via Twitter.
I love people that govern and run things by tweet. That's my new thing now.
Have you noticed he actually talks to his people too? And he's got a lot of followers.
I know.
He does.
I know. Well,
He
like somebody else
conversates
we
with them.
know.
Yeah, he conversates.
It's completely legitimate.
Yeah, he totally conversates with them. It's funny. Like, I think I would, honestly, be truthful, I would get overwhelmed. If I had, like, that many, I'd be like, that's it, I'm out. Like, I don't think I would conversate with people, dude. I'd be too, like, oh, there's too many of them. I'd freak out. But you know me, I'm kind of anal.
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little bit. So where were we? Okay, so Elon wants to put glass domes on Mars. He wants to terraform it. You know what he wants to do. He's trying to get off this rock. He knows something's
He wants to
coming.
be the king of Mars. I mean, can you blame him?
He wants to be the king of Mars. Let's be real.
I want to be the king of Mars. I mean, come on now. Who doesn't want that?
I wonder if Elon knows. I wonder what he knows. We gotta go talk to
everything.
Him someday. Look, we plan on me and Foyle have been discussing this. We're gonna go straight and talk to Space Force now, because we get tired of the articles, which we don't know what the agenda is. We don't know how much of it's so we're just gonna go.
We have an actual plan, guys.
We're just gonna go straight to them and talk.
It's classified, but we have a plan, right?
So we're gonna be doing that, and in time, as we get there, we got plans to go check out Elon's setup ourselves. I gotta talk to that toilet scrubbing robot before.
I'm telling you, I'm convinced that's what's going on. Yeah.
So okay, so back to some more SpaceX news. Here we are. Why the SpaceX ferry just truly launched a new space age. So this week, while Americans on the ground saw the embarrassment of lost counts and found ballots, I thought there was no election fraud. What are they talking about?
No. Now the thing is, there's no widespread election fraud. See how they use, they just throw a little, it makes a whole difference apparently. And actually, they said there was no evidence of widespread voter fraud. Now they're saying there's no evidence of election fraud. It's a whole different thing. And
okay, so where were we? Part of America that works was making history. SpaceX and NASA. Whoops, I better move the screen to the article so they can see it. SpaceX and NASA launched 4 astronauts into orbit and docked the SpaceX capsule Resilience with the International Space Station. It was the first of 6 commercial astronaut launches that NASA has purchased from SpaceX, the aerospace manufacturing firm founded by the inventor Elon Musk. As I explained in my new book, America's New Destiny in Space, we are now entering a third age of space travel. The first age came in the early 20th century, when men like Soviet rocket scientist, I can't pronounce that, I'm not even going to try, and American engineer Robert Goddard wrote and thought about space light and tinkered with small rockets. That was followed by the command economy age of the German-American engineer Werner von Braun and the Soviet Sergei Korolev, when Rocket Man funded by deep government, don't start making me laugh.
Korolev.
Yeah, Korolev. Well, you're good with the pronunciation. Yeah, whatever. Hey, deep government pockets proved that we should. Hey, you should get your fake news button, and every time I go to mispronounce it, you should hit the fake news button.
Fake news.
Yeah, that would be really funny, actually. Or like a bell.
I got you.
Just ding ding or a buzzer, something, guys. Right?
Don't you work, bruh.
Okay, so space tinker with the small rockets that was followed by, we already covered that, by deep government pockets proved that the visionaries' visions were attainable but expensive. Now we are entering into a new phase, a sustainable age. We have gone from space projects driven by international tensions like Apollo or domestic politics like the space shuttle to things being done because they return economic value. So basically we're going up and putting satellites in space, and we're doing all this stuff frequently now because Elon has found a way to do it cheap by essentially bringing it back.
And they make money. You actually make money. You get a return on your investment. That's always the
to launch a kilogram to orbit on the space shuttle cost almost $55,000. To do the same thing on SpaceX's Falcon 9 costs a mere $2,700, roughly 1/20th as much. Musk is promising that it be a mere $200 on his next craft, the Starship.
That dude's about to own space. Like, I'm just saying.
A lot of things that are too expensive to do at $55,000 become profitable at $2,700, and even more so at $200. These are all the kinds of cost reductions that are used to seeing in the electronics field, but not in the heavy metal world of rockets.
But they still want $200,000 to take us up on that ship so we can do
Virgin?
some commercial space tourism. Yeah, like come on, guy.
That's just ridiculous. Yeah, we need to get that price under control. Come on now.
Right.
We know
we'll
how
never get the money for that.
Yeah, we know how cheap
we could
he's doing
save up forever, right?
They don't want
That's
to get
crazy.
They don't want us in. They don't want us in space. We're like, can I stop right there?
Hell no.
I need to get out, I need to see what's going on over there. We need to check it out.
Like,
we're with the
who let
Space
them
Force
on
News
here?
Live. You don't know who we are.
I still am telling you, we need press passes.
Right.
We need to make some press passes.
So, like, this is odd. Obesity does not seem to raise risk of catching coronavirus, Boston researchers find in SpaceX study. Obesity
well, here's the thing. Notice how Elon is all about figuring out what the hell is going on now. Like when they gave him those crazy results the other day, where he got 2 negative and 2 positive, like he was, like you said, he talks to people on Twitter. He was literally on Twitter, sending messages out like, if anybody can explain this to me, please do. And then engaged in a whole long conversation. Well, now we find out that SpaceX is doing some research here.
Yeah, so they tested repeatedly for coronavirus antibodies and immune function. It's crazy because he was on just talking about how he got 4 tests. Like, why did he get 4 tests? But they're saying that they're doing this to a lot of his people. So the new paper, which has not yet been through peer review, followed nearly 5,000 employees of Elon Musk's company SpaceX. They were tested repeatedly for coronavirus antibodies and immune function. The most important implication was that there was no risk in the susceptibility to infections amongst obese individuals. So no evidence that obese individuals are more likely to get infected, says lead author Dr. Eric Nils from Brigham and Women's Hospital and Harvard Medical School. Nils said it's reassuring that the study also found no evidence for differing immune responses to the virus. Assuaging
I assume.
concerns.
I can't see the article.
At least to some extent, the prevalence of obesity would hinder the impact of coming vaccines. The study did find a weight-related difference in that 19 symptoms among the employees who had caught the virus. More weight meant a higher likelihood of fever and multiple symptoms. The coronavirus newsletter brief 19 notes that while the paper still needs peer review, the work was performed by a large team of well-respected researchers. So, yeah. I don't think there's much more of this we need to go in. Just kind of cover that they're doing those studies and...
Well, I mean, they want to control every other aspect. They might as well just throw that in there too. The ephemeral they. Say, oh no, guys.
Check this out. And this goes along with what we were just talking about the money situation, right? Like he's making a killing on this stuff. So Tesla and SpaceX are now worth over $500 billion combined. Let me move my mouse over here. With Tesla's Tesla's Nasdaq rise on Thursday saw the electric car maker end the day with a market cap of $473.259 billion, and amidst recent estimates from Wall Street suggesting that SpaceX is worth about $100 billion today. Elon Musk now stands as the CEO of 2 companies whose combined market cap stands at over $500 billion. While impressive, it is pertinent to note that both companies are only getting started. The milestone was acknowledged by Elon Musk himself on Twitter, who responded to a post shared by Box CEO Aaron Lewis. In his tweet, Lev noted that Tesla and SpaceX's $500 billion value today is proof that it's possible to transform Earth and space travel at the same time. Musk seemed quite excited in his response as well, responding with a short, wild times. Oh boy,
that's impressive though.
Right? How much is our Amazon overlord worth?
Man, a lot, but that's his personal. Yeah, that's his personal wealth. I mean, but now they're addressing the combined values of the 2 companies that he owns, not necessarily his personal stuff, but still, I mean, that's definitely freaking impressive. I'm kind of curious as to see who makes it to trillionaire first.
Right. Okay, so look at this: SpaceX launching a satellite that holds the secret of climate change.
Yeah, it's a secret for sure.
Yeah, look at it. It looks like a barn. It looks like a gold barn, right? It does.
I want to make so many jokes, but I just can't.
Space
it ain't
barn.
Right.
Space barn.
Right.
Right. We got Space Mouse. Now we got Space Barn. Space Chips. We got it all up there. Slowly but surely. We got Elon's car going around. Is it still up there, or did they?
Yeah, no, it's allegedly still up there.
Yeah, I know,
with
allegedly.
Space Mouse, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man. SpaceX is having a moment this fall after launching its 100th mission in late October and completing the historic full crew NASA flight to the International Space Station this week. The private rocket company will launch a special satellite this weekend that may reveal previously unknown secrets of climate change. On Saturday, a Falcon 9 rocket will launch an ocean monitoring satellite called the Sentinel-6 Michael Frielich satellite for NASA and European Space Agency. Named after NASA's former director of Earth Science Division, Michael Frielich, the spacecraft has been referred to as the Golden House satellite due to its odd shape that resembles, well, a golden house, golden barn, whatever.
Yeah,
Same
a barn.
difference.
It looks way more like a barn, dude.
Liftoff is set for 12:17 p.m. Eastern from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, an unusual launch site for SpaceX. They're launching the space barn from California. A statement released by Vandenberg warned that nearby residents may hear multiple sonic booms when the Falcon 9 booster returns to Earth after first stage separation. Live coverage of the mission will start about 30 minutes before liftoff on ESA Web TV as well as NASA TV. Once reaching Earth's orbit, the Golden House will begin a 5-year journey to collect the most accurate data to date about sea level changes, which will help us understand the impact of climate change. The Sentinel-6 satellite can measure 90% of Earth's oceans within the margin of error or just a few centimeters. The spacecraft will also collect data on atmospheric temperature and humidity that will help improve weather forecasts and climate models, according to NASA. At the end of the Sentinel-6 5-year journey, a twin satellite named Sentinel-6B will be launched in 2025 to continue the project.
It's crazy because they were complaining about the effects that Starlink would have on everything from, meteorological forecasting to, astronomy because of the interference of the satellite. So like a very clever guy, they're going to launch up something that's probably beyond the space fence, right?
Uh-huh.
They're going to be the arbiters of the data.
Yeah, somebody just said Space Garage. Yeah, Michael Perkins said Space Garage.
Right?
Yeah,
they're going to be the arbiters of all the data. Watch. Smart guy. Evil guy, but smart guy.
Well, he wouldn't be a brilliant, dark, evil overlord unless he wasn't.
I can't help but to like him.
Okay, so who will sell Iran's weapons now that the arms embargo is dead?
That is the yeah, see, now mind you, that's the thing, right?
Okay, there we go.
The international arms embargo is lifted. Like Iran is able to now start buying weaponry from other countries, and it's kind of funny because of course Russia's like, hey, I got you. Like they're ready to sell them all kinds of jets and tanks and different air defense system. Iran keeps swearing that these are gonna all be defensive things. Yeah, okay. But oddly enough, China, who is obviously taking more and more of a role in global policy, they passed some legislation a couple of days after this happened, after the arms embargo expired. They passed some legislation saying that they're not going to sell anything to anybody that would threaten their national security, including Iran. So they're going to be very limited. But I found it interesting that Iran is looking to buy everything from fighter jets to freaking hypersonic missiles, and Russia's ready to sell. So that's kind of crazy.
That is interesting. Mm-hmm. Really interesting.
Yeah, China had and China's been helping Iran. They've been buddy for a minute now. They were like, oh no. Like, we can't help you. Not with that.
Yeah, let's see. U.S. Navy destroyer shoots down an ICBM in milestone test.
Awesome. Play the video.
Play the video? Okay.
Yeah, you can literally just click play. It should go.
I gotta make it full screen. How does it? Oh. Where's the sound?
That's
Continental ballistic missile in a test last night near Hawaii. That's according to a statement from the...
That's not the video, is it?
Yeah.
Of a larger North Korean ICBM in October that could potentially strike the U.S. East Coast is the first time the United States has shot down an ICBM with anything other than a ground-based interceptor. This was the 6th test of the Standard Missile SM-3 Block 2A from a Navy ship, and the first time the Navy has shot down an ICBM. It proves an added layer to the United States missile defense strategy. Tom Carrico of the Center for Strategic and International Studies told Defense News the Naval ADIZ system test is a big step even if a smaller missile was used. Standard missiles are not going to replace missiles of significantly larger diameter anytime soon, but by creating flexibility, this capability buys time and creates a bridge toward a future next-generation capability. For more, visit defensenews.com.
This is a big change. Like he said, I mean, like the video said, like most of our missile intercept systems are ground-based. They're not, you know, you've got something out, like this was specifically shot from a destroyer, from the destroyer John Finn, that had the Aegis system and was able to hit this ICBM. You know, I mean, it was a test obviously, but I mean, that was a big thing. Like now we can have these, you know, like they're fully mobile systems. I mean, you have mobile ground-based systems, but most of them they're not mobile. They're located in one place or another. They just have these, you know, zones of defense, but now they can move that stuff anywhere. It's kind of crazy.
Should we
It was
play
pretty
this
impressive,
cool
I
video?
thought.
There's another cool video. Should we play that one or no?
Man, go ahead.
Distribution is unlimited, approved for public release.
Yeah, you're allowed to play it.
Where's the sound?
Is it on?
It's on now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm not hearing nothing. Does it have sound?
I thought it did.
Doesn't look like it does.
Oh, well, it takes a lot. They've got to triangulate a moving target. You know, they've got to triangulate with the moving target, and then now with the Aegis system that's located on these ships. I mean, the ships are also mobile. I mean, that takes a lot of calculation. They got it done pretty quickly too.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a graphic without sound. Target acquired. Receives track data. Oh, this is interesting. All right, well, I'll stop it unless we need to play the whole thing.
Nope, the first one was the one I thought was
Yeah,
awesome.
the
I mean,
first
showed
one-
the actual firing, and
Yeah,
not that we could see it hit the thing, but whatever.
Yeah, that one's kind of wah 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 is what that is.
Right.
Wah wah wah. Okay, so now we're on to former Raytheon engineer sentenced to prison
This
for
guy.
taking defense information to China.
Now, he was a Chinese national, but he was a naturalized U.S. citizen. He'd been working at Raytheon for a while now, like 10 years. He was at the Tucson location.
Well, what happened?
And
here? Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I don't, you know, them freaking ads on
Dude,
everything.
drives me nuts.
I know, right? But he was sending missile defense data to freaking China. As a matter of fact, he took it with him when he
Right.
went home for a vacation. He took the information with him. They got him, and they only gave him 38 months. Like, that feels crazy to me.
That is crazy. That's what's
That's
wrong with
nothing.
this. And we know why that's what's wrong with our country. We get look, pedos get like the most lightweight sentences imaginable.
Bruh,
right? You sell out our secrets to China.
Yes.
You get the most lightweight sentence imaginable. But it's
I know people that are
backwards.
doing life for selling weed, and this guy is taking missile secrets to China and only gets 38 months.
Yeah.
In a
Something's
federal
gotta
prison.
change
It's
here.
probably a freaking, I'm sure it's one of those club fed prisons where everything's super relaxed. Like that's terrible.
Totally not.
But yeah, he did it in December 2018. Now, I mean, maybe he gave up some information. Like maybe he came back and was like, "Oh no, like I'll tell you A, B, C, D if you just don't send me away for life or whatever." Like who knows? But that was crazy.
Yeah. So, U.S. bombers enter Chinese air defense zone as Beijing's Navy mounts massive exercises.
Hold on, my computer wants to fight with me. Yeah, it's crazy. This is really crazy. So normally, if a country flies into somebody's air defense identification zone, they're supposed to give that country notice, like, hey, we're gonna be around your area, right? We didn't. This was kind of like a show of force. I mean, this was pretty much like a warning, like don't get any bright ideas. The United States sent two B-1B bombers into China's ADIZ on this past Tuesday, and at the same time, China was executing a bunch of Navy drills in the same area, right? We flew very close to Taiwan, and apparently if they would have just kept flying, they would have went right into Taiwan's airspace, which China has said, like, you know, even though we don't recognize China's claim on Taiwan, we still try to, like, they very, very rarely will, like, you know, violate Taiwan's airspace because China sees it as violation of their airspace. So it was crazy. This was kind of like, I feel like this was like Trump throwing pennies at the guy. Like, okay, watch this. But they sure did. They flew those bombers over there. They refueled them in flight. You know, normally they might send, you know, jets or spy planes through an ADIZ, and then they've got to tell them, like, hey, we've got something coming in.
Right.
You know, but they didn't. That's not, you know, obviously if you're sending B-1 bombers, you're not on a reconnaissance mission. You're not, you know,
military authorities said that they were investigating the case, and it was not clear if it was related to any military drills in the area.
Yeah, okay.
The bomber's mission also coincided with Chinese naval drills conducted simultaneously in the South China Sea, East China Sea, and Bohai Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any videos in here in this article?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But yeah, that was definitely like a warning. The fact that we flew straight at Taiwan, like, haha, watch this. We're about to breach what China considers its airspace with bombers. They did veer off at the last minute, which was crazy, but.
Why am I hearing noise in my ear? Where's that?
That's the same. That's that video from that article. Close it. You've got the video.
I'm gonna get rid of the article. Just bye.
Oh okay. Yeah, I'm done. I'm on the next one anyway.
Okay. Scientists have detected an unexplained glow in the dark of deep space.
Wait, no. You missed microwave weapons.
Wait a second.
I think who sent me this? Did Tyler send me this?
I don't see the microwave weapons up here, friend.
So
this the India microwave.
Yes.
Okay, well I can't pull that one up, but go ahead and tell them what happened. And
man, so you guys know that I talk about China and India having problems all the time. Well, you guys know they had kind of like you know, they fired warning shots. Now they're not supposed to be shooting anything, right? They had an incident over the summer where 20 Indian soldiers died. We don't know how many Chinese soldiers died. The scuffles in the area have been constant. So now China, instead of shooting, they bring out microwave pulse weapons. They literally started to microwave some of these Indian soldiers, which, you know, when you're hit with it literally is what it says. I mean, it will microwave you. You know, it makes them, they vomit, they're sick, their skin starts to burn, like it starts to cook the water and stuff in your system. They literally cooked these guys, and then the ones that couldn't get away, they tied them up and took them. Not even joking. So China thought they were clever. Like, oh, we didn't shoot anything. They're not allowed to shoot projectile weapons. They brought out the electromagnetic pulse weapons and reclaimed their territory by, you know, starting to cook the Indian soldiers. And it's crazy. Like, we have these weapons too. The US has these weapons too.
Of course.
But this is the first time that this has allegedly the first time that this has been used on, you know, enemy troops anywhere in the world. China was like,
Becky just said the CCP is so evil. I completely agree. Yeah. Hi, Becky. Good to see you. Hi, Above Duality. Good to see you too. Hello. Our cloaked unseen world says they should just come on with the disclosure. I agree. They need to just come on with the disclosure.
But I mean, can
clearly
you imagine?
we got to get past this election insanity, and I think this needed to happen for people to see the level of corruption. I think it really needed to happen. Like, I understand why it's playing out like this now. So, but I mean, after we get that situation settled and it's clear who's in power and that stuff's been exposed, then absolutely 100%, they need to come on with the disclosure, 100%.
They want to sell us out to a country that's okay with just cooking people. Sorry, I have a problem with that.
No, those crimes against humanity that's
sick.
It's terrible, the things that they've done to their own people, to other people, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible, and I can't believe none of us really saw it. Like, I'm sure there's people that were wide awake that have been a long time, like Lou, and they saw it coming, right? But I didn't have any concept of what the CCP was doing to people until a few years ago.
Man, listen.
Like, I had no concept. So
I mean, as far as like
terrific.
China, I've been on that for a minute. That stuff, I mean, just even beyond the forced organ harvesting. I mean, just the way that Chairman Mao was running his outfit. I mean, this has been a problem for a long time there.
Yeah, Drinko Tesla said human hot pockets. Pretty much. It's terrible.
Yeah, gross.
It's disgusting. Like, how do you do that to another person? Like, anyway, yeah. So,
I don't know. I mean, I guess, a lot of the soldiers, as soon as they realized what was happening, they got off the mountains. Clearly, they ran away. But the ones that couldn't, you can see they tied them up. They kept them. China admitted to it, so it's not like they even tried to hide it. They were like, "Yeah, we did it," and then you have a problem, right?
Yeah. So, is it
now
cool stuff time?
Science.
Is this cool stuff?
Yeah.
Or do
now
we just think
science.
We just think science and UFOs is like the coolest? I mean, it's all cool,
Yeah.
really. It's just like nothing really terribly exciting is happening right now with Space Force. Well, with Space Force. Because of the election and all the uncertainty right now. So, I mean, some stuff is really cool stuff's going to happen in December, though. I will tell you that. They're going to declass some stuff. They've already said that. Barbara Barrett said that. And we'll be jumping for
decloak the ships.
Right, please.
Right.
Decloak the
that's all
ships.
I'm saying.
That's all you got to do. Just decloak one ship. Just one ship.
Yeah, right. We don't even need all the ships. Just a ship or maybe two. That'd be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
We need like another Phoenix Lights, but let's do it somewhere else. Like, I don't know. Or do we?
And then maybe admit to it too. That'd be great. I don't see why not. I mean, we're totally qualified to make these decisions.
We should decloak a ship in broad daylight instead of doing like Phoenix Lights and doing it at night so they can blame it on flares. Let's decloak the ship in broad daylight over a major city, and then let's fess up to it after it happens.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is you got to admit to it.
Yeah, and be like, it wasn't aliens. Just go out and do a press conference. It wasn't aliens. Right. It was us.
It was us.
It was us.
Because we're awesome.
That's our secret space program. Hello, everybody.
That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
Right?
There it is.
Just that. I'll be happy with that. We can start there.
Yeah, Above Duality says decloak the Kraken. Yeah, decloak the Kraken. Let's start with decloaking the Kraken.
Now.
Yeah, start with the Kraken, and then we can move on to the spaceships.
Indeed.
Right?
So this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Scientists detected a cosmic afterglow. How nice is that? Oh, so the New Horizons spacecraft that went out past Pluto, they used it. They were trying to tally up the amount of light, visible light in the universe, right? And then they found out that there seemed to be a whole lot more than what they could account for. That's pretty much the extent of this article. There was a lot more light than what they were able to account for with, it just couldn't be explained with the data that they have. So now they're trying to figure out, now they've published the article in the Astrophysical Journal. They're trying to figure out what this light is, where it's coming from.
Nice.
What has caused it. They called it a cosmic afterglow, though.
Cosmic afterglow. Mm-hmm. I like the sound of that.
Right.
That could be like a cologne or a perfume. Get you a bottle of cosmic afterglow, right?
We need a shirt that says that.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, go ahead and watch Space Force News and get you some cosmic afterglow.
Right.
That doesn't work. Maybe. I don't know. No, it didn't quite hit.
Just cosmic afterglow. That's all I need.
Just that. No, nothing else. Just have cosmic afterglow.
That. People can be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, but we got to make it funny somehow. Like, that's us. We're funny sometimes, not always, but
sometimes, not always.
Yeah, we don't always hit it, but when we hit it, we hit it. Right, guys? Okay, so how bacteria from Earth may help us colonize space.
This is actually pretty cool. So they've been using a process on Earth for a long time called biomining, where they use different, organic. They use little single-celled organisms, sometimes fungi, sometimes bacteria, whatever. But they use it to extract nutrients from. A lot of times it's rock. Like sometimes you'll have different minerals that are encased in the rock, so they'll use what they call biomining to either remove the mineral or whatever from the rock, or to remove the rock from around the mineral. And they're thinking that they can use this, in space. And they did some experiments on the International Space Station to show that we can, in fact, extract different materials from rocks that we found on the moon and from Mars. And so that they think this process is going to be useful to interplanetary colonists. It's a good way to kind of like leach the materials or leach the rocks from around the materials, and give them a way to obtain, iron, magnesium, minerals, whatever, on these, instead of launching it to the places, which is extremely expensive, as Elon has so kindly shown us. Now they think they can use this biomining to get it already, from the moon or from Mars. Something else that was what I thought was crazy, and let me find it. They talked about, where it is. One of these processes that they think would be, researchers are looking at ways to build lunar colonies from lunar regolith, right? Potentially with the addition of human urine. That's all it says. There's no explanation there, right? Whatever works, I guess.
I want to give a shout out to Debbie. She's about to get Mod of the Year. I don't know. I feel like we need to get some sort of Mod of the Year award. She's just
thanks, Debbie.
Yeah.
Are you out there
thank you
doing
very
your
much.
thing?
Yeah, she's really killing it out there. So thank you, Debbie, and thank you to all the mods. So guys, Arecibo.
Done for.
This is done for. So can I get an F in the chat to say goodbye to Arecibo? It is now
finito.
It is now bye-bye. No more Arecibo.
I mean, we knew it was in bad condition, but it's completely done for now. I guess it's what, like 900 tons. It was a platform that was like 900-ton platform that was suspended, and the cable, one of the cables had become detached in August. They thought they could get it back together, but then when they had that storm, what was that, like 2 weeks ago? I think 3 weeks ago, a different cable snapped, and they said that's it, like done for. So sad. I always think of Arecibo. I think of the movie Contact.
So when you put your F in the chat, we'll do an F for Arecibo, and we're gonna need 2 Fs because we need one for Methods too. So for those who don't know, Methods lost his Twitter today. Not cool at all. So go ahead and do a double F for Methods and Arecibo. So was that funny, Foil?
I mean, I was thinking we could do a FU, but whatever to YouTube
or
Methods,
or you could do you could do one of these to YouTube, or that's
yeah, right.
That's YouTube. That doesn't really count.
Whatever.
Right. Yeah, or we could do one of those for
to the global technocrats,
to the technocrats that are censoring people.
Building this technopoly, right?
Yeah.
Screw you guys. Just how
we're getting double Fs. We haven't got any middle fingers. See, this is the one time in the chat you can do a middle finger and nobody's going to get offended because we all know who it's for. Those who wish to silence our brothers and sisters.
See, Alara still worries about offending people. I'm working on that.
It's not that I worry about. You really want to know the truth? It's not that I really even care about that at all. I think we know. I think everybody knows that I'm not. I mean, I'm a spiritual person, but I'm a warrior.
Yes, you are.
And I think everybody knows that. But here's the thing. I understand that words are magic, and so
they are.
I don't like to cast negative spells, and I don't want to put that energy out there. So that's just
good for you.
It's my thing, but that's why it's not that that kind of thing offends me. It's not that I get offended by language. It's just that I want to be casting the right kinds of spells with my language, and at all times. It's kind of like...
That's a very good explanation. I appreciate that. Because
I just thought I'd explain it for everybody.
Cuss somebody out in a heartbeat sometimes.
Yeah, so make sure none of the mods don't get rid of anybody's middle finger, because this is the one time it's completely accepted to do so. Right, they deserve it. All right, so
Above Duality said so many Fs, it reminds me of a letter I sent to Twitter recently.
Right? Love that witty British humor. Hi, Rob Vanoy. It's good to see you. I'm sorry about your emergency situation going on. Starstream, Rainbow
is Brad here?
No, I haven't seen Brad. I don't think he's here.
Tanette was saying hi. I was thinking he was in here.
Yeah, thank you, Lieutenant. I'm really, for those that don't know, Above Duality, I call him Lieutenant. So when you hear me say Lieutenant, I'm talking to David.
What does he call you, Colonel?
He calls me Colonel. Yeah.
Colonel. Yeah.
And he knows it. He knows that I'm the commander, but he calls me Colonel just to be stubborn. He calls me Colonel. He will not call me the commander. So, whatever. It is what it is. So he gets to keep Lieutenant forever. That's just the way it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Seems fair.
Yeah. It is. It's fair. All right. So how NASA's working to give us the flying taxis we were promised. Oh, come on with the flying taxis.
Listen, I trust it even less now, right? NASA's in charge of it. So apparently...
Oh, that'll never happen.
They're literally... Oh, no. Listen, there are some of these things that they plan on having operational and ready to go by 2021. Joy Aviation will use its air taxi design flight scenarios for participants to fly to fly, as well as range deployment and data collecting protocols, whatever. Yeah, 2021.
They're
not
be
even kidding.
Super lame, dude. Come on. We saw those on a few shows back. We showed the one, the prototype they got. Oh, come on.
Here's the thing. They're trying to create like like a flight monitoring system that would be functional in small areas, like in urban areas, and they've got to have places to land these things and like places to pick people up. Like they're trying to make it safe and scalable. As far as operations go, they're calling it the Advanced Air Mobility National Campaign that NASA has now picked. What is, I don't know if they call it EVTOL. Oh, thanks, Suiterbog.
Thank you, Suiterbog. Great job, Alara and Foil. It's a pleasure to be here. We appreciate your support.
Thank you,
love.
Suiterbog.
Oh, Suiterbog, I wanted to say something while I'm on. So, is it? I'm pretty sure it's Suiterbog, or maybe it's. Let me make sure I have this clarified before I make an announcement on the show. But one of the viewers, I have to be sure who it is first, sent me a Space Force banknote. Yeah, and it'll be here tomorrow. Yeah,
I do remember seeing somebody say that.
Yeah, it'll be here
I
tomorrow.
want to say it was Suiterbug.
Yeah, so I'll be able to show you guys next. I think it was too. Was it you, Suiterbug, or is it somebody else that I'm confused about? Because I do read a lot of emails, and I'm pretty sure it was Suiterbug, but please clarify that if it wasn't you, Suiterbug, and I need to figure out exactly who that was.
That's awesome.
It is Suiterbug.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
See?
So yeah, thank you, Suiterbug. That's super cool, and yeah, it'll be here tomorrow, so we'll show it on next Sunday. Okay, back to space taxis.
Yeah, they're trying to make a flight control system to be able to do this in urban areas. They actually have one hydrogen powered. Scroll down a little bit to the second little device they show. This looks, fairly reasonable, like it might work. The other one's like
this
down.
guy?
No, not that one. Down, right there. That looks kind of like what I would imagine an air taxi. We're not going to have any like anti-grav air taxis.
They look like
anytime
drones,
soon, guys.
Dude. Come on.
They are.
Man.
They are essentially. This one's hydrogen powered, which is
just
different.
Get off. Can we just have little spinning?
Listen.
On the top anymore?
The crazy thing is, us poor people and working folk, this is not for us, right?
And
this
even
is so rich people don't have to
cool.
be stuck in traffic.
Whenever I see things like this, it really makes me sad because I keep thinking it's really going to be a while till they decloak the ships at this rate, So.
What remember the flying car that we showed from Japan?
Yeah. So David,
and it was essentially had the
David Wilcock, I'm all on board. Let's get together. I want to get in on the whole building the spaceships thing. Isn't he building flying cars or spaceships? I don't know. He's doing one of the two.
David Wilcock?
Yeah. You didn't hear him talk about that? He's like, I'm just going to start building the ships. I don't know.
He's just going to do it like, I'm doing it myself?
Right. He's like, I'm just going to do it myself.
Screw you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm tired of waiting for disclosure. I'm just going to start making stuff. Well, he's got...
at some point, maybe you just get frustrated and got to...
So whoever's down, or
yeah.
I'm not going to wait forever too. Yeah. If we got to crowd surf building a UFO, then that's what we're going to do. See, I don't want to cuss right now, but this would have been great. This would have been a great moment to say around and find out. But see,
yeah, right. FAFO.
Yeah. We got to have initials for it. FAFO.
FAFO.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Just saying. I will.
We could build, dude, listen, we have so many projects that we're trying to crowdfund. What are we trying to do? We got to go on the Virgin ship, right? What's that, like 200K?
Yeah, we're not going to get to that one. No, that's not, but we do need to go to SpaceX.
Alien hunting.
We need to go to SpaceX and check out his facility. That's for sure. We got other stuff we need to do, but we can't go. We need to check out some other facilities.
Yeah, no, too. I think we definitely need
not announce it before we do it. So, right. So
it'll be super secret mission, guys. We are going to find the toilet scrubbing robots. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so where were we now?
The Venus. This is suspicious to me. The Venus article.
Venus life finding might be based on a data mistake. Oh, come on. Now.
Remember
you see
when listen,
remember my theory about their backpedaling on disclosure?
Yeah.
See?
Well, listen.
There's factions infighting. I'm telling you. I see all the signs.
It's crazy because there were not just the group that found it, but other groups that were super hyped that validated the data on the phosphine findings. Now they're saying they think there was an error, and it's only like maybe 1 part per billion, as opposed, like, it was like, I don't know, what would they say, like a seventh of what they, yes, a seventh of what they originally reported, right?
Mary
That now,
WTK says she just wants stoplights that work right.
right? Good luck with that.
Right? We don't even have infrastructure that works. But
right.
Gotta have vision, man. You gotta have vision. All right, go ahead, Foil. Sorry.
But yeah, no, they backtracked. Now they're saying it was only a seventh of what they originally reported. They think there was an error somewhere. They don't, they're not 100% sure. And, now there's probably not going to be life on Venus. It just seems awfully funny that that the entire scientific world would be like agog at these findings and verifying them, and then all of the sudden, like, nope, it's a data mistake. Like you said, they're backtracking. I don't know if there was a data mistake. Uh-oh, what are you looking at?
I'm typing a question real quick. Okay, so are we on to the next article, my dear?
Yes.
Okay.
This is actually kind of freaking awesome.
Oh, now, well, this is a commercial here. What's happening here?
No, but scroll.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, it's one of them tricky ones.
Researchers.
Look at this.
Right? It tricked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought right into it. Researchers are developing robot swarms that turn into buildings, vehicles, and more.
Yeah, these are like robot Legos, dude.
I've
Listen.
been telling you, they're programmable matter, dude.
Well, these are like reconfigurable metamaterials that they can make, and like they can mass produce these things.
Oil.
They send them a signal. Yeah, I understand.
No, go ahead. Finish your speech, and then I'm going to tell you what's... Okay, go ahead.
They send them a signal, and they can build bridges. Like if you're in the army and you carry these little robot Legos, like we need a bridge, whatever. They send them a signal. These things will assemble themselves and then disassemble themselves, and probably even return themselves into the packaging, which is kind of awesome. No cleanup.
It all begins with the robot Legos. Let me tell you,
man. The replicators.
It's
I don't trust
Look,
it.
I've done deep dives into this subject.
Programmable matter?
Yes, and I'm telling you, you think it's good? They're just gonna, hey, go assemble the bridge. It's not gonna stop there. They're gonna tell them to assemble into some other scary shit and go do this or that.
I am aware.
Right.
Yep.
So,
I'm with you on that.
I'm just
I don't
putting
trust
it out there.
Skynet or the replicators. I don't trust none of it. You already know.
I don't. It depends on who's in control of our programmable Legos here.
But that's the problem, right? Like Dr. Evil can get the Legos, and then we got, a whole problem.
Yeah. So all of a sudden we got like, wolf dogs running around.
Right. Just
biting people's
I don't even
ankles.
Know.
Yeah.
Man,
big imagine that, a bunch
spiders.
of Lego wolf dogs.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't even want to think about
nipping at people's ankles. You got giant spiders going on.
Yeah, right. It'd
all
be
bad.
Hell on earth.
You got to make sure the right person's in control of that remote.
I don't trust Skynet at all. What happens when the robots take control of the robot Legos? See?
That's it. I'm out.
Done for.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy.
Oh, man.
All right. But I thought,
So those that haven't
cool.
done the rabbit hole dig into programmable matter, it's all connected,
terrifying.
guys. Yeah. Speaking of that, they've been spraying the Arizona sky today. Wow.
But I mean, if it was simple,
spraying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, they're gonna keep spraying you. Listen, if it was imagine if you had just like some simple robot Legos that would clean themselves up after your kids played with them.
Right.
So your dog don't eat them and they don't end up in horrible places. I mean, that'd be kind of awesome, right? Like I said, I fear the robot uprising.
It's just a matter of whose hands the tech is in, right? Who's controlling? I don't want. Yeah. So. Let's make sure the white hats have complete control of everything before we have, programmable Legos running around.
You said we have a UFO video, and what else? Something else cool that you want to talk about?
Well, first we've got some Skinwalker Ranch stuff.
But go ahead, because it's not super exciting. It's just talking about, the DoD getting hacked. What a surprise, potentially.
Yeah. So. Okay, so what time are we at right now? Oh, we're at 7:10. Okay, so let me see here. So yeah, Skinwalker Ranch.
Are we watching a video?
Yeah, we're watching a video.
Awesome. I'm all for video time.
So those that don't know about Skinwalker Ranch, which I'm sure most of you do because you're so educated on all things strange, we'll start with this video. Here we go.
strange things in the sky. For as long as humans have lived in the Uinta Basin, they've been seeing strange things in the sky. In the 1970s, Utah State professor Frank Salisbury wrote a well-documented book about hundreds of UFO sightings in the basin. But the strangeness goes way beyond mystery aircraft. For 15 generations, indigenous tribes, including the Utes, have referred to this sandstone ridge as being, quote, in the path of the Skinwalker, a malevolent spirit, a shapeshifter. The ridge overlooks a picturesque property now known around the world by its nickname, Skinwalker Ranch. It easily ranks as the most intensely studied paranormal hotspot in history.
These were our guys. I mean, remember, we're talking PhD level scientists, highly credible, highly trained.
Dr. John Alexander, a retired Army intelligence colonel, was part of the first scientific study of the ranch under the umbrella of NIDS, the National Institute for Discovery Science, a think tank created and funded by Las Vegas aerospace entrepreneur Robert Bigelow. After reading a Deseret newspaper story about UFO activity at the ranch, Bigelow flew to Utah, bought the property, and assigned a team of professionals to study the ranch and the basin. The rancher and his neighbors told the NIDS team about a litany of bizarre activity, shadow people appearing in and around the ranch house, poltergeist-type events where physical objects moved on their own, strange animals including huge wolves and Sasquatch, holes in the sky. The scientists witnessed much of this for themselves, including animals carved up with surgical precision, ghostly images that appeared on camera. In all, they documented hundreds of paranormal events. John Alexander dubbed it a precognitive sentient intelligence.
Something else is in control.
Precog. Oh,
if it
that's
wants
not
you
good.
to find out, it may allow that. But if it doesn't, this thing just keeps morphing and changing into, you know, new shapes and forms. Things we're doing now, we're on camera. We had cameras there, and things would happen just off camera. Or sometimes in front of the camera, but you wouldn't see them.
He looked in and all four animals were standing there like totally dazed. And to work with even a single bull, getting him into an enclosed space like this would be almost impossible.
The NIDS investigation was conducted in secrecy for years, but was stymied by the trickster intelligence. A 2005 book, Hunt for the Skinwalker, revealed details about the ranch to the world and came to the attention of the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency. With the support of Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, the DIA launched its own study of weird activity at the ranch and the larger question of UFOs. $22 million was allocated. Reams of documents and reports were generated, but have never been made public. In December 2017, the New York Times revealed the Pentagon's secret study of UFOs, but that expose made no mention of the far more mysterious encounters at the ranch.
What about Skinwalker Ranch? Did you get reports on that?
This guy.
Or can you say?
Right.
Yeah.
I would prefer to defer that question if that's okay.
Lou
Somehow
Elizondo
he's
was the
always
intelligence
around, huh?
officer in charge of ATIP,
Like
which studied
magic.
the now famous UFO videos and other military encounters. He coordinated with the DIA and the team studying the ranch. What happened in Utah isn't just a spooky story for Halloween, it involves national security.
Let's take the nature of Skinwalker out of the equation and just look at it from an intelligence problem. You have to ask yourself, A, is this something that is naturally occurring? Is this something that is being deliberately done? Is this something that another nation could be behind, trying to
You
influence
wearing
us?
mascara?
And that's
No, he's
right
just got
here in
pretty
the
eyelash. I had an ex-boyfriend that had that.
Solid crap.
Wow.
The public got an inside look at the first two scientific studies of the ranch in a 2018 documentary film, Hunt for the Skinwalker. That helped inspire a television program about the new owner of the property, Utah businessman Brandon Fugel, who's financed his own scientific study. Fugel's team has documented inexplicable activity that is once again spiking in the Uinta Basin. To date, though, the haunted ranch has yet to reveal its ultimate secrets. George Knapp reporting for Mystery Wire.
So I have a friend who says, while we're on this Skinwalker topic, how do I exit out of here? I have a friend who says that he knows of another location like this.
Only Royal has the inventory, sale prices, and financing.
Who says he knows of another location like this in the state of Arizona. And that is definitely on the list, on the bucket list of places to check out. But also, I wanted to say that, Clifford, I did an interview with Clifford Mahudi last week on Wednesday.
That was awesome. If you guys didn't see it,
yeah,
go
it was
watch
super
it.
good. He's going to have to come back for a second one because there were so many questions that we couldn't get to. So if I didn't get to your question,
he's a good
I
interview. He's very
apologize.
captivating.
Yeah, he's got so much information. But anyways, he was describing, if you go and watch the interview, he's describing what he calls what they call the raw people, and they're people that can shift dimensions. And I didn't have this understanding. That's why I was really dying to talk to him. And anyway, so it seems like this sort of activity is really prevalent at Skinwalker Ranch. So there was a documentary released not too long ago called Hunt for the Skinwalker, which is a documentary about the Skinwalker Ranch. It has changed owners at this point. But some rather interesting things go on there. There's all kinds of theories as to what's causing it. And go ahead, Foyle.
Well, it was my understanding that Bigelow had possibly, allegedly, some things, UFO related things stored at his warehouse, that some of that dark money was being used to fund him directly for holding these objects and doing research on these objects. I think.
Well, and they said it's intelligent like that too. Like they'll appear if they want you to see. It's whatever. If they don't, they'll appear right off screen like they say. Though, so this is, I mean, it's just it's all connected as to that property. What's going on there? Whether it's a portal or why. I mean, like why James's property? Why James Gilliland's property? Why Isetti? Look at how many spaceships there are on that property. It's crazy. It's like an airport.
Well, I found it interesting. He called it the trickster intelligence. I mean,
right?
Mythologically, trickster. The tricksters were types of gods or whatever. But I wonder how many.
I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems to me like it's a lower fourth dimensional intelligence trickster. Again, maybe even demonic, whatever going on that property.
Shady.
Right.
Shady. Whatever it is.
Shady, lower dimensional, aka shady. But I think at James's property, it's the opposite. I think it's not, what do you call them? Higher density beings. So,
it's beneficent.
Right. Benevolent, kind of higher density beings. There's a super good energy. And you know me, I read energy, so everything I base off of all the information I get that's not with these five senses, that comes from in other ways. So yeah, let's check out Tenet's UFO video. I think it's rather.
This was really good.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's rather cool. I think she caught. I haven't had it looked at.
So she recorded this specifically.
This looks to me like a legit UFO. I mean, because I've had many experiences like this, and that's what it looks like to me. This is what they tend to look like on camera when you're able to actually watch them kind of at close range or zoom in on them like this. So let's check out Tenet's video. Thank you for sending us this.
Yes, thank you.
She zooms in here in a second. Super cool.
Yeah, like the concentric glowing circles.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so very brief, but it's super cool, I think. I think it's definitely a legit video. UFOs tend to look weird on camera. They just do. They look almost kind of cartoonish. That's just the way that they tend to look.
I mean, do you think that is tech, or do you think that's like how I was saying, like a phenomena where it could be something else, not necessarily tech?
I don't think that's one of ours. Let's put it that way. I think I know very little in the grand scheme of what there is to know about UFOs and about ETs and whatnot, but they have light ships, and they have things that are perceived just as light in this dimension, and it's all very, very confusing. But like I said, I base a lot of my judgment on things off of the energetic signature it has, right? So things that are not good, they have you have to listen to your gut. You have to listen to how something makes you feel, right? And that tells you a lot more. People need to pay attention to that ability a lot more. It'll tell them a lot.
Oh, without a doubt.
So, what do you guys think in the chat? What do you think about Tenet's video? What does that look like?
I gotta get my nephew to
experiencers?
send that video so we can show and see what they think about that. The one that was by my house.
Seriously, check out I'm looking at what Rob's saying. Valley, great sand dunes, UFO activity, duck, Oh Lord, Rob, I've been there, and it's like ECETI, but miles of energy. He's talking about another location. So yeah, okay, so Schumann today is looking, oh, by the way, I wanted to give a shout out to Alexis from Divine Sovereign Beings. What is the name of their channel? Ascension Diaries is the name of her channel, right? She's doing a Schumann class pretty soon. I'll make a post about it. I'll actually make a tweet about it. But she teaches Schumann resonance videos and tries to educate people on the Schumann. So if you're curious about that topic and you'd like to learn more.
Like Jason Alexis.
Yes, like Jason Alexis. Correct.
I gotcha.
So
awesome.
I don't think either of them are in the chat. Otherwise, I'd have them post the link.
I thought Jace was. I saw him earlier. I swear.
If either of you guys aren't in the chat, I will make a tweet on Twitter about her videos that she does in the Schumann, and I think I'll be attending her next class to learn from her a little bit more about this stuff. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that, and I hope others will join me if they feel so inclined as well. So yeah, the Schumann, it's actually fairly low right now. It's still got those crazy lines in it, which I don't know, maybe Alexis can tell me more about what that means, but it's still got the crazy lines. We've even got a blacked out
see
part
some
here.
whiteouts
there. Well, I mean, not like it was. It was going crazy about 6 months ago. The last couple of years.
I remember.
It's I don't know. It's like died off. We're not getting the whiteouts anymore. So I mean, I'm sure we could come up with theories as to what's causing that. But yeah, and so as far as space weather,
are you gonna pull up? There you go. They've had. Yeah, I'll just give a brief synopsis here. We've seen some increased sunspot activity. We are not yet to the solar maximum, but we're well on our way. They've seen some increase in sunspot activity. The plasma jets and the plasma stream speed has increased. We should be expecting a little bit of minor instability as far as the magnetosphere. And then this week we saw some things. We saw an earthquake, kind of a major earthquake in Chile. And it was funny because that's where Dutch Sense had actually predicted it was going to be on one of his more recent videos, which was kind of awesome.
That. Wow.
He did.
We've got a cyclone heading for India. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be really bad also. Probably like one of the worst cyclones they've seen in quite some time.
Yeah. So things are ramping up. There could be some solar ramping up. There's nothing to speak of that we're in danger of right now, but definitely keep an eye on it. It could be ramping up. The only flares we've got are both C-class. One's a C1 and one's a C3. And that's about it for our space weather, you guys. Oh, there was what Justice sent us, that UFO article. We could go into that real quick. We're not quite at an hour and a half yet. So let me go and pull that up and let's check that out. Okay, so I think I bookmarked it. Okay. There's the cat video again. You know, every time I see it, it just makes me... I mean... Okay, so looks like this came... It's a tweet that she... Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's a tweet that she sent me from Code M. That's account at Code M369. UK Leeds Bradford Airport, Friday the 12th, July 2019. UFO, unidentified flying object, 12:55 p.m. equals 3:55 p.m. equals 13. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but here's
so Leeds has had a lot of UFO activity recently. I mean, over the past year or so. I guess they've seen a great increase.
And they call them drones just about every time too. So planes cannot land at Leeds Bradford Airport, and holidaymakers are stranded as drone is spotted flying over the airfield. Oh, there you go. Okay, so yeah, they're having more UFO activity. I wonder why all this UFO activity at Leeds. That's where this happened a couple years ago too, that major UFO incident, and they again called it a drone. So,
well, I mean, that seems like the easiest excuse to give,
well,
right?
you have to, because it's a direct threat. If it's something we don't know what it is and it's flying in our airspace,
except for that dude with the jetpack that keeps flying over LAX, that's kind of cool. They don't
I gotta meet that guy. Look, if you ever happen to come across Space Force News and you're watching, I want to meet you.
Kudos to you.
Sit down and talk.
Right.
We need to talk.
Kudos to you, sir.
I need to hear about what is inspiring you to do
probably
this.
Elon.
And how that probably
he sneaks out of his Tony Stark house at night with his jetpack and flies over LAX like, I got you.
So holidaymakers were left stranded after planes were stopped from landing at Leeds Bradford Airport due to reports of a drone being flown nearby. 3 flights from Southampton, Malaga, and Alicante were even kept in a holding pattern in the sky above the airport, and some planes were diverted to airports in Humberside and Manchester, which caused fury among passengers. Police confirmed flights were resumed at the airport shortly after 3 p.m. So one passenger wrote on Twitter, finally landed thanks to the one tool for flying a drone over the runway and delaying all the flights. Right? Those alien tools.
Maybe it was some dude with the drone, like, ha 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 ha.
Right. I doubt it, but it's possible. You know, it's possible. Also, I wanted to say thank you to Christina Fisher for donating last week. She donated.
Yes, thank you.
via Venmo, and I needed to thank her. There was a couple other people I needed to thank too, but I don't have a note as to exactly who it was yet. So I will make a note of that.
What, that donated last week?
Yeah, to the Venmo. Yeah, it was
to the Venmo.
To the Venmo. Another earlier wrote, stuck on Jet 2 flight at Leeds, Bradford, drone angry. Oh, these people are cussing and everything. All outgoing flights are grounded as a result of the sighting, with people taking to Twitter to complain about the delays. So one woman wrote, so just about to take off when drone spotted to flight stopped. Guess I could be sitting on the plane for a while. So I don't think we need to come into everybody's comments because they're kind of ridiculous. This drone sighting comes after disaster hit Gatwick Airport in December last year when hundreds of flights were canceled following reports of a drone. That was Gatwick, not Leeds. The one I'm thinking about, they're talking about it right now. This drone sighting comes after disaster hit Gatwick Airport in December last year when hundreds of flights were canceled following reports of drone close to the runway. The reports caused major disruption affecting approximately 140,000 passengers and 1,000 lights. And I could have swore I saw what's his name cover that? Tyler with, come on now. We all used to watch him. We got so mad when he went away. The channel we used to watch, Foil, with the UFOs. Tyler.
Oh, Secure Team.
Secure Team 10. Yeah. So I could have swore I saw
where is that guy?
This on Secure. I don't know, man. I don't know. But at least, yeah, I don't know. We'll just won't go into that, but yeah. So GU says if UFOs are not government testing, then maybe aliens are allowing us to become used to being seen by the public little by little until everyone has seen them. I think there's some bit of truth to that. I think they show up to people based on their level of consciousness and their intention. And I think the more and more people that do come to understand and know that they're out there and they're real, and as our consciousness raise, maybe we'll get to a point where we can have open contact. Though I have friends that will swear and tell you that we're going to have open contact at a certain date when a treaty ends and da-da-da-da. So remains to be seen when we'll finally get that, but with the ETs at least.
Tanette is saying that people are requesting to see the video again. I assume she means the Cat Trump Biden video.
Oh, do we want to see the UFO video again or Cat Trump Biden video? We need some clarification on that.
Oh, yeah. No, if Tanette's saying it, I'm sure she means UFO video. Play it again.
Okay,
go ahead.
So
I just have the Cat Trump Biden video stuck in my head.
How about we play one and then the other and then we close the show? So do we have any announcements? Okay, so
yes.
Wednesday night I will be sitting down with Rampage.
Rampage is awesome, guys.
Yeah,
check that out.
That's going to be 6:30 p.m. right here on this channel. And
Tuesday I'm on with Tyler.
Yeah,
that's
Tuesday. Loyal to the Foil is going to be on with Journey to Truth. I believe that is 5:30 Central Time, which would be what, 3:30 Pacific, something like that. So you gotta definitely check that out. Loyal to the Foil's YouTube channel is linked in the description below. So if you haven't checked out Foil's channel, you might want to do that. She's doing awesome stuff, bringing forth information. So check out Foil's channel and make sure and like and subscribe. What else? Oh, on Wednesday, White Hat is having a live call-in show.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, thank you, our Cloaked Unseen World. Play our Cloaked Unseen World's Merkaba video.
Merkaba video. Do we have the Merkaba?
I don't think we have the Merkaba video.
Send it to us.
But send it to us and we'll play it next week. Unseen World. Thank you very much for your super chat. So yeah, White Hat is having his first ever live call-in show. I believe on Wednesday? So this would be right before my show with Rampage. So yeah, that definitely sounds interesting.
Awesome.
Sounds like a lot of fun. So definitely give White Hat check him out. Check out his live call-in show. I'm sure it'll be quite interesting the first time he does it, just like ours was, right?
Man.
So
always good fun.
Again, shout out to Bree for all the new digital media and all the awesome graphics and stuff that you do for this channel. She does really, really good work, you guys. Her Twitter is linked below in the description. And I think that covers it for things that we needed to bring up and talk about. Right?
All right. Yeah.
And thank you to thank you to the folks that super chatted us tonight. And thank you very much to all the moderators. You guys were really killing it tonight, doing an awesome job. And we really appreciate that. We appreciate all your support and your help, and
much love.
We love all you guys. Okay, so let's check out Tanette's video. And before we close the show, let's check out her video, and then we'll play Biden, Trump, Cat. Why not? We got to come up with an initial for that, like, or something. So let's see. All right, Tanette, here you go.
Could that be what's inside of there? A Merkaba, you think, maybe? It just looks like a secondary circle.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what they look like. I mean, they can look different depending, but that's kind of what they look like when you videotape them. I mean, they can look very geometric and stuff too. Mm-hmm. It's but see, that one does just more in a circular way, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. It could be a Merkaba. It might. You know, you can travel in your light body. Now, I don't know how that looks to us in this dimension, but you can do that. And I guess there's beings out there that are at that level where they can do that. And what that looks like to us in this dimension and on our, you know, when we get it taped on a cell phone, I don't know exactly. But let's go ahead and close with, hold on just a second. Go ahead and close with, our favorite.
One more time.
Our favorite. Yeah, we're just going to do it one more time, and then you can do your closing foil.
Oh, thanks, Tanette.
All right, so. Oh, thank you for taking my video seriously. Love you guys.
Yeah, of course we do.
We love it. Hey, anybody who gets a good UFO video, please share it with us, and we'll play it on the show. Here we go. Okay, so here we got to do this. We can't help ourselves. Got to do it. This is not good.
Trump.
Is lit, boy. Let me tell you, that is so awesome.
Right.
Okay, so now to you, Flo.
Well, yeah, make sure you guys to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Twitter. The links obviously are in the description below. You can donate to Space Force News Live at loyaltothefoil.com. Just make sure you guys specify that it's for Space Force News. You can also get our merch. Who doesn't want a freaking hoodie for your pet? I mean, come on now.
Space
awesome.
Chips, a Space Chips shirt.
Space Chips is coming.
The other ones, they're coming, and as soon as they're ready, I'll make an announcement. And I'll make an announcement about Alexis's Schumann class too, for anybody that wants to go to that.
The link to the merch obviously is also in the description below. And then make sure to meet us here next Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another awesome episode of Space Force News Live. Keep your eyes on the skies and stay loyal.
We are your news in this dimension and the next. Good night, space peeps. We'll see you next week.